course, what do we got? We gonna put a seat swivel in today? He was very curious when I took this out of the package. This is my seat swivel from CTA, and I'm gonna get to work putting it in. Good morning. I'm ready for another day of van building. Huge bird just flew by. I live in an apartment complex, but there's a lot of nature because there's a greenway just on the other side of the complex. It's pretty cool to see some, looks like a hawk, could be a buzzard, but they're beautiful. So anyway, it's van building day again, and I'm going to be working on a seat swivel this morning. This is the CTA swivel that I ordered from the UK, and I will put a link down below so that you can see what company I ordered from. It was actually more economical and much faster to get it from the UK than it was to order from a US supplier, because so many things right now with the pandemic are on back order. I think it was here within about a week or two of the time I ordered it, so pretty nice. Anyway, the seat swivel is going to go here under the passenger seat, and the first things I need to do are clean off the seat because I've been using it to hold all my tools and things, and then I'm going to disconnect the battery, and then I'm going to see about getting the bolts out of the seat and unwiring. So I'll show you how I'm doing all of that just so you can travel along with me. The battery, in theory, so I've heard, is under one of these compartments, and I hate to say I don't know, but I'm new to this van, and so you get the real stuff here. I'm not putting myself out as an expert. This is my experience as a newbie building a van, so you get all the goodies and get to learn right along with me. Hello. I found the battery compartment on the first try, and I just use a little washer to open up these whatever you call these fasteners that just, they do a quarter turn and you can pop out. And let me show you what I found when I took a peek underneath here. That is yuck. A lot of yuck. This is a 2017 van. It is not brand new, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up before I disconnect the negative terminal on the battery, and it's got to sit for a little bit before I can start on the seat swivel. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Days like this, I wish I still had a dust buster. I think I'm going to have to add that to my list of gadgets to buy. So the battery, this is the negative terminal right here, and it's got a quick release that I can just pop off and take that terminal off. So I'm going to do that right now. Well, I got the quick release off, but I think I also need to undo that screw right there. And I thought I had all the right tools, but apparently I don't have a metric set. These are in inches, and it said SAE, I think, when I bought it. So I thought that meant that it was approved for automotive use, but not for this van. So I'm going to make a run to Lowe's and get what I need. Typical. Every day I go to Lowe's, and I'm surprised they don't know me by name yet, but they will. All right, I was slightly misinformed. I did some quick YouTube checking, and this whole assembly here should just rock and pop off, but it seems to be stuck. I'm frustrated. I'm going to go to Lowe's anyway because I still need to get the right tools, and then I will come back and work on getting that disconnected. Or maybe by then, if I'm lucky, Andy will be here and he can help me with a little muscle. On my trip, I picked up some lovely Krispy Kremes for my sweet boyfriend who's arrived to help me out. And I got my tools. I'm not sure I'm going to need all of them. If I don't need these, they're going back because they were about $65. They've got socket inside them, but I got that socket set, which I would rather have, and hopefully I can use that, and my little Allen wrench hex key set, and we're gonna have some breakfast and get to work. So yummy. All right, I'm back running on a sugar high from those Krispy Kreme donuts. Andy is taking a nap, but he did help me get the battery unscrewed. Sit for goodness, trucks. He helped me get the battery unscrewed so that we could let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes and make sure that there wasn't any current flowing to the airbags under the passenger seat. We did have a little bit of trouble with the quick disconnect, this lever right here. We just could not get this off the terminal. So we took the bolt off here, and that just holds down the negative terminal right there. And then we went ahead and just propped that cable up with plastic so it wouldn't make any contact with the battery while we're working. So we got that done, and I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to take the bolts out of the seat so that we can get it off and then put the swivel in. See that sign right there behind me? Second time today. Had to go buy the right size torx bolt. It's a 40. It looks like this, and I got an extender that'll fit on my crescent wrench, so when I ratchet, I get a little bit more leverage right here. So after letting this sit overnight with some WD-40 on it, I was able to get out here with a socket and the new torx, and that went in, and I did a quick pop and they came right loose. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these up. I have just disconnected the battery. The reason the battery is sitting is to make sure all the it's fully discharged before I disconnect the cables for the, what do you call the thing? For the airbag, which you can see back under there. But I can go ahead and loosen these screws, and Andy is on his way to help me heft this big old chair, and then we'll get the swivel installed, and hopefully it will turn into a quick project, unlike every other project so far on this van. All right, there's 4 of these to remove, just like that. See, unfortunately my socket is too high for this, so I have a MacGyver idea we're gonna try. I've got some pliers here, and I put some tape around this piece because the torx bit is permanently attached right there. That's the way it came. And I'm gonna see if I can get that in there. First of all, getting it in there. I'm not the most coordinated person in the world. And then hopefully with enough force, maybe. No. The trouble with these things, it's hard to get them in there. Yeah, it's not going to fit unless I get that trim out. Our MacGyver's not working very well, but we did get the trim off the edge of the seat, this trim here on the inside, and Andy's taking off that. That's going to be our 5th screw, bolt, whatever you call it. All right, I think we finally cracked the code. We took the trim off on the other side. This side, the trim's going to be a lot harder because of that handle. But we were able to just adjust the seat just right so I could get the socket wrench up underneath the trim, and it's enough that I can turn, and that bolt is coming out. All right, now what was that? The moment of truth. We're gonna see if we can actually get this seat out. So you take the back and I take the front. How does that sound?
Okay. We're connected somehow. I don't know what we're connected to.
Okay.
What about the wires?
Oh, good point. Okay. All right, we have it out far enough that we can disconnect these wires for sure for the airbag and some other things. So we're gonna take those apart right now. All right, so these.
I just want to make sure this was supported by that, so nothing surprised you.
Oh, I think I need to cut all of that.
Be real careful.
Yeah, I just don't want to cut that extra little. Well, maybe not. Part of it's broken.
You want to borrow my knife?
Yeah, I think a knife would be better because I can get right in there. Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Now, can we take those connectors apart, or do they have to come out of their brackets, or do they come apart just as they are? I should be able to just push that out of there. Just not doing a good job of it. See, it squeezes. Here we go.
So one orange, one yellow, and one black.
Exactly.
Okay.
3 connectors right there.
We've undone 3.
We've undone 3. All right, so let's take the seat off. Move it back a little bit. Yeah. The install kit for the swivel seat comes with a bag of goodies, and I don't want to lose any of these bolts or washers or anything. So I've got this cool little gadget that I picked up at Harbor Freight. It is magnetic. Check this out. Look at that. We're not going to lose a thing.
This comes with the seat, moves with the seat.
Okay. The instructions are a little confusing, but we've determined that this is the right side up, even though it's a little counterintuitive because you have to push down to turn. But we need to turn it a little ways, and then we can actually screw this back into the base with the original screws that were in here, not the new screws. The new screws will attach the seat to this plate. All right, we're just putting the final original screws back in, and they gave us washers to attach as well. I don't have any room to lift them. I don't want to step out of the van, is what I'm saying. Okay, so we're just going to push it this way. Lean it towards you because the wires are underneath the side. Oops. You got it?
Yeah.
Let me just get it. There we go. Okay, put it down a little bit. All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, so washer, screw. I need an Allen wrench actually.
Forceps.
Forceps in this one. Why does it say position with the screw screw and the ratchet. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, that worked.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened.
Would that tighten?
Was nothing tighten because we gotta put the nuts on the bottom.
What do you know? Have a nut. And of course it doesn't tell you, but does that go up or down?
I think the domey side is usually on the outside.
That's what I thought too. Okay. Easy to do.
That's why it's
Are you
turned
sure that's
sideways.
right? So you can get to him? I'm not sure this is right though because it's getting stuck.
That's because they're really stiff because they're locking.
But then we need to hold it with something.
Okay.
Is that why it said use the ratchet? So do you want to turn it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm stopping.
Okay. It's still not. I don't know if that's right. All right. Were you able to get the other ones in? We have what?
No,
8?
because we had to move the seat all the way forward.
Oh, we have to move it forward. But the front ones are in? All right. He says don't touch anything. So I'm not going to touch anything. So we've got the seat on and moved all the way forward and rotated part way. Maybe not quite enough. And then we're going to go ahead and get these nuts and bolts on here. Thoroughly secure the seat so it doesn't come flying off in a crash. That would be that's not funny. It would be really bad.
It would be really bad.
Yep. And we're just using the Allen wrench to hold the top of the bolt. And then there's a locking nut on the bottom. All right, the seat is all attached and we're gonna go ahead and do these connectors, tie them up with a zip tie, stash them out of the way, and then we're gonna test it out. We have a swivel. Let's see how it works. It's definitely a little bit higher because my little feet don't quite reach the floor, so we might need a footrest. Still goes forward, and, oh, that's forward, and back. Do we have to be in the middle of the swivel? I don't know. Oh, I'm turning. It's not easy. That's harder than it seems like it should be. There we go. All right, I'm swiveled. Yay!
What do you think?
I like it. It's a little hard to operate, but it'll probably get easier with use and practice. Oh, wow, it's a long way down. But yes, finally, we did it.